Last month alone, 225,000 migrants illegally crossed the southern border. How will you succeed where he failed?
We will build a wall. We will actually have Mexico pay for it in the way that I thought Donald Trump was.
That is not
she
true.
also, in her comment, when she says,
Hold on one second, Governor.
That is not true. And what we saw is a lot of the reason why they were coming from there is because of gangs and drugs. You can't trust what Ron's saying. But this is a bigger issue. This is more than him just constantly being desperate and throwing things on me.
Fifth GOP debate. Do we miss Vivek? Does he bring the fire every time he comes? Are these two getting off scot-free? They don't have any serious pushback. Welcome back to One and Done. Today we're going to be looking at the fifth debate. Now, I just stumbled across the debate. I didn't even realize it was on, and I thought, well, look, I'll respond to this debate, react to it. So the last two standing, without the elephant in the room, Donald Trump, is Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. So without delay, let's jump in and roll the tape.
This has been one of the biggest years for illegal border crossings into the United States. Last month alone, 225,000 migrants illegally crossed the southern border. It's a record high, overwhelming the Border Patrol resources that are already stretched thin. Mayors across the country say their cities are being pushed to a breaking point. Governor DeSantis, former President Trump, famously promised to build a wall on the southern border. He obviously did not get that done. You have promised to finish the job. How will you succeed where he failed?
we will build a wall. We will actually have Mexico pay for it in the way that I thought Donald Trump was. We're going to charge fees on remittances that workers send to foreign countries, billions of dollars. We'll build the wall. He also promised record deportations. Donald Trump deported fewer people than Barack Obama did when he was president. Biden's let in 8 million people just in 4 years. They all have to go back. We have to enforce the rule of law in this country. Think about what's happening to our country. Just this week, we saw the news that a school in Brooklyn, New York, had the kids stay home. They were not able to go to school, told you can't go get an in-person education. Why? Because the city's commandeering the school to house illegal aliens in it. Talk about putting Americans last. You're putting these kids out of an education because you can't control the border. Biden has failed in this endeavor. He has not taken care that the laws of this country be faithfully executed. Do not trust Nikki Haley with illegal immigration. That's like having the fox guard the hen house. She's on tape at the Aspen Institute. She'll say she didn't say it. She was chastising conservatives, saying it's disrespectful to illegal aliens to say that they're criminals. They're violating the law. It's disrespectful when people come to this country illegally and impose burdens on our communities and run drugs into this country. That's what's disrespectful. She's weak on immigration. She's bankrolled by people who want open borders. And she said there shouldn't be a limit on immigration. You should work with corporate CEOs.
Thanks, Governor.
That is pale pastels. That
Governor,
is warmed over
thank you so much. So,
corporatism.
Governor Haley.
Was he lying? I don't think so. Nikki Haley, she does want open borders. She wants more of the same. She gets upset because people that come into the country illegally are called illegal aliens. That is ridiculous. And these illegal aliens are taking up all of your resources. In New York, a school got closed down because illegal aliens took up the space at the school so the kids couldn't go in and learn. And we saw what happened during COVID, how not having in-person learning affected kids mentally, socially, and obviously academically. But who cares as long as the illegal aliens are okay? Don't worry about our kids, don't worry about our citizens. Let's give the illegal aliens free Medicare, free accommodation, free food, and hell, while we're at it, who cares about the people that have been waiting 10, 15 years for a green card? Let's speed up the process for these illegal aliens. And what sort of behavior is that going to encourage? Let me think. More of the same, I'm guessing. So Ron DeSantis called out Donald Trump. He's right, Donald Trump didn't get the wall finished. And the fact that he actually deported less people than Barack Obama, that's absolute surprise to me. Barack Obama, who like Nikki Haley loves to press the red button. The Nobel Peace Prize winning Barack Obama. They never called him a racist, but they called Donald Trump a racist because he likes secure borders.
Governor DeSantis and also Donald Trump are attacking you for that comment in 2015 in which you said undocumented immigrants should not be called, quote, criminals. At the time, the full context is you said, quote, we don't need to talk about them as criminals. They're not. They're families that want a better life and they're desperate to get here, unquote. Do you still feel that way?
I saw them. When I was at the United Nations, I saw them. That doesn't mean we should let them into our country. I mean, first of all, I will tell you that when I was governor of South Carolina, we passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country. Obama sued us over it, and we won. We fought Obama on illegal immigration. We fought Obama on migrant kids. We fought Obama on Syrian refugees. We fought Obama on Guantanamo Bay prisoners. I have always said we are a country of laws. The second we stop being a country of laws, we give up everything this country was founded on. But I will tell you, in passing that toughest illegal immigration law in the country, we passed E-Verify, which I want to take national, which is where businesses have to prove that the people they hire are in this country legally. I passed it within 6 months of being governor. Ron didn't pass it for 5 years. He only waited to pass it when he decided to run for president. What we need to do is not just ban a wall. We need to put 25,000 Border Patrol and ICE agents on the ground and let them do their job. We need to defund sanctuary cities once and for all. No more safe havens for illegal immigrants. We need to make sure we go back to the Remain in Mexico policy so that no one even steps foot on U.S. soil. And instead of catch and release, we need to go to catch and deport. That's the only way we'll stop the incentives of these illegal immigrants coming across. Biden turned around and gave 500,000 Venezuelans temporary protective status. That's 500,000 driver's licenses, 500,000 social security numbers. All that does is incentivize them to pick up the phone, call their family members, and tell them to come on
Governor
ahead.
DeSantis.
She did bring, when she was governor, she did bring Syrian refugees, and she got criticized for that.
That is not
she
true.
also, in her comment, when she said,
Hold on one second, Governor.
That is not true.
We'll give you your turn in a second.
She
Governor
did.
DeSantis.
It's noted. So
Unbelievable.
the disrespect comment, she's talking about that they're all families. If you look right now at the border, these are military-age males, many of them, and they're coming from all across this world, not just from Central America. In fact, you've got them from China, Iran, Russia, the Middle East. When I was down there a couple years ago, because I've sent people down there, you had people from Libya and Haiti. This is a ticking time bomb for this country. There are, of course, going to be terrorist cells that have come in. It's like the lowest cost way to be able to harm this country. Just send people across the southern border. Nikki Haley also opposed the border wall in 20.
I'm just going to interrupt quickly because I thought Nikki Haley actually, she handled that reasonably well. Now, everybody knows I am absolutely no Nikki Haley fan, but I thought her comeback was actually quite coherent. And, I think she hit most points. Now, I guess Ron is questioning whether what she says is factual. So let's listen to a little bit more of what Ron has to say.
16. She said that she ridiculed it when Donald Trump was president. I'm telling you, you need a wall. You can't trust politicians to do this. If the wall's there, it's a physical fact of life, and it's a huge step to restoring this country's
Thank you, Governor
sovereignty.
DeSantis. Governor Haley?
Go to DeSantisLies.com. I said you can't just build a wall. You have to do more than build a wall. It was having the wall and everything else. You can't trust what Ron's saying. But this is a bigger issue. This is more than him just constantly being desperate and throwing things on me. This is the fact that we have to realize my parents came here legally. They came the right way 50 years ago. They put in the time, they put in the price. They are offended by what's happening on the border. And my mom would always say, if they don't follow the laws to come into this country, they won't follow the laws when they are in this country. And we have to start treating this like it is. This is putting harm on our schools, on our hospitals. Taxpayers are paying for it. You see these mayors are now upset about it. The only reason Eric Adams is now upset, why? He shouldn't be a sanctuary city then. That's why we have to defund sanctuary cities. Now Governor Abbott finally did to them what's been happening to Texas for so long. We've got to put an end to this. It's dangerous, and it doesn't even count the fentanyl that's
Governor
coming
DeSantis.
Once again, I think Nikki actually handled herself quite well there. She doesn't have that pressure of earthquake Vivek. Vivek makes all of these people shake in their feet. They forget what they've pre-written down, and they have no comebacks. But she's actually handling herself reasonably well.
There are more than 10 million undocumented immigrants already living in the United States, according to Pew Research. Will any of them be allowed to stay in the United States under your administration?
The number of people that will be amnestied when I'm president is 0. We cannot do an amnesty in this country. First of all, it's going to do is cause more people to want to come illegally. So you got to enforce the law. It's got to be consistent. People got to know it's there. You also have to remove benefits for people who are here illegally. You know, California, you can go illegal alien and you get free health insurance coverage. You're here illegally and they're doing that. We should not let states provide these benefits. You know, in Florida, obviously, we don't do that. We don't allow the driver's license and all that. But some states do, and it creates a magnet for people coming in. So federally, no benefits, no enticements to come in. And then the states, we're going to crack down on sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. And I showed the hypocrisy of all this back in 2022, because we have a program to transport illegal aliens to sanctuary jurisdictions. And one of the places we sent 50 to, beautiful, liberal Martha's Vineyard. And you know what? These are folks that were on their high horse, saying how they were a sanctuary jurisdiction, saying nobody's illegal, all refugees are welcome. That's what they had in their town. The minute even 50 came up, they called a state of emergency and deported them off the island the next day. How do you think Texas feels? How do you think all these other communities feel that are being overwhelmed? So we cannot have liberal elites in this country imposing policies on the rest of us that they are not willing to deal with the consequences of themselves.
Governor Haley.
And that was a boss move by Ron DeSantis. Really was. And you know, when these liberals get upset, especially these rich ones, you know, you hit them where it hurts. These virtual signaling wealthy Democrats. Now, I'm not saying all Democrats, I'm talking about the politicians, etc. Oh, we love these people. We love everybody. Bring them in, bring them in. As soon as they get them to their town, oh no, we don't have room. We've only got 54 rooms in our house. Yeah.
When you're president, will any of the more than 10 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. be allowed to stay in the country under your administration?
You have to deport them. And the reason you have to deport them is they're cutting the line. You've got people who have done this and tried to go through the right way. You can't.
Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure she said she would have to deport most of them. I can't remember where I heard it. It would have been possibly one of the other debates. I'm pretty sure she said she wasn't going to deport them all. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. Please let me know down below if I'm incorrect or correct.
Have them go and jump the line and suddenly do that. And that is actually what will get them to stop coming, is when they do realize they get to the wall and they have to turn around and go back. It's a dangerous process of what happens for them to try and migrate here. But when I was at the United Nations and we had this, which is another reason why we need to have Trump here defending himself and talking about what he would do going in the future, because it's a problem. I was on the ground in Honduras and Guatemala. And what we saw is a lot of the reason why they were coming from there is because of gangs and drugs. And so what we did was we had our military go and train them on how to deal with gangs. We went and put drug boats on the water to keep the drugs from coming. But we said, you have to have them processed from here. You can't have them come. We were able to stop that flow. We've got to go back to do that. But we need to end it once and for all. Donald Trump didn't do that. That's why he needs to be here debating on the stage right now.
Well, let's wrap this up, folks. That debate actually caught me by surprise. I didn't even know it was on. It just showed up in my feed, and I thought, well, let me have a look at this. Very, very tame compared to previous debates. I think both sides, both candidates were able to get their points across, which is good. However, I would have loved to seen a bit more fire out of Ron's belly there. He pushed back on Nikki, but I think he could have gone a lot harder than that. We know Nikki cracks under pressure. She's a strong, independent woman until someone hits her with a tough question, and then she crumbles. Civil War, she broke into She got lost. Vivek put her under pressure, and she came back with, "You're scum." Oh, she says, "I'm not even going to bother answering that question." And she asked if Vivek had a woman problem, and he said, "No, Nikki, you've got a corruption problem." Classic. That's going to go down in all-time history, that one. But a little bit of a snooze fest without our boy Vivek. Now, in one of my other videos where Vivek was destroying, I think it was MSNBC, someone left in the comments there that Vivek actually had qualified, but CNN didn't want him to appear there, which is no surprise. And the RNC definitely aren't going to fight back, are they? Because Ronna McDaniel, she got butthurt when Vivek called her out, telling her she's basically hopeless, good for nothing. They keep losing under her watch. So that's the only clip I've seen so far. What did you guys think of the actual overall debate? Is it worth having a look at a couple of other clips and responding and reacting to them? Like I said, this one was very tame. Once again, leave your thoughts and comments down below. I will check them out and respond as I normally do. Thanks once again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of my videos. And I'll catch you in the next one.